I think when human beings arrived, the first day they arrived on this earth, the first thing that that it's an instinct that they want to do is they want to first survive and they want to make sense of the world. And we still do. So I think in the cave painting, we see how our ancestors, how they interact or document the world, interact with the world and document the world and make sense of the world to kind of starting to create their own world, right? They kind of create images already. How about creating city then? How about if they want to gather, they want to stay together, they want a more stabilized community, then they would build cities, would they? Early cities. Maybe we can talk a little bit about that, the traces of early cities, and that will bring us to South Asia. Not so South Asia, but here, it's South Asia, but not so much to the subcontinent, but here around nowadays Pakistan, Mohenjo Daro and Harappa. Mohenjo Daro and Harappa, both of which were found along the Indus River. There's a river to it. Is it a coincidence? Think about it. The crescent, fertile crescent, right? In the old Babylonian, right? The people call it, that's the cradle of civilization. And those cities, they were built along two rivers, Euphrates rivers and Tigris rivers. And then here in Asia, the earliest civilization, they were built along, or one of the earliest civilizations built were along rivers too. Why? Is this just a coincidence, or people need access to water, a convenient access to water? And again, we're talking about somewhere here, right on top of the Asia subcontinent. This is you see this India protruding out. You see the Sri Lanka right here, but it's right here nowadays Pakistan that we want to talk about. This is Africa. This is China. This is East Asia. So we get a sense of that geographical layout. And then we move on to those early cities, so-called early cities. Right, a reconstruction of that. This is the Mohenjo Daro, reconstruction of that city, Mohenjo Daro. And this is the remain, an aerial view of the Mohenjo Daro from 2600 to 1900 BCE, more than 4,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago. So there's a community, there's a city, so there are a lot of people living here, I assume. And when you look at a complex, right, when you look at a settlement that's as big as this, you ask, what are the components to this community, right? Because they build what they need. They don't build, not yet. They probably won't build hotels because there's not much traveling going through the trade, or this not exchange or interaction with the outside world. They probably don't have casinos. I would assume they probably don't have Disneyland because it's just not there yet, right? They build things that are essential. What are essential to them? You would say, toilet. How about toilet? How about residence? Yes, residence, of course. How about schools? Do they have schools? Do they have offer education already? Or what else is essential to them? Something you might not think of think of as so essential is actually essential to them. For example, temples. Or something that's pretty similar to today. For example, administrative centers, maybe right here. The administrative center and the temple might be as one, right at the center. So that whoever is the chiefdom, whoever is the one that's governing, the leader of this community, can link the actual authority to the spiritual authority together, claiming that, oh, I am, part of the God. I am in communication with the God. So please accept my governance. Right? So they got to figure out the way to make this community work. Right? You agree with me? So back to that question, what do we need in the city to make it a city? Why do we need a city? Because you see, why do people build a city? You see, this is along the river, and there's the citadels, right? There's walls built around the city, so it's protected from being attacked by other tribes from other areas, or even animals, or even other ferocious animals, from keeping them at bay, so that people living in here can have a sound sleep. Right? That's the point of having a city. Right? That's the point of moving out of those caves and build a city of your own. A better way of living, you might say. And in Mohenjo Daro, we found almost in every house something like this. A sewer system. We suspect it might be a sewer system. And we suspect it might be a lectern, might be a toilet. And many of these toilets, inside of it, contain a small jar similar to the modern jar used throughout Pakistan and India for washing after using the toilet. I don't have a picture of the jars, or do I? I don't have a picture of the jars, but you might be able to find them online. So, and this sewer system connects to a city-wide drainage system. So the sewer system, drainage system's pretty sophisticated already at the time. And then this might be a temple, and this might be the temple towards the middle of the city, Mohenjo Daro. This is the temple which sits at the highest point of the city. Kind of why? Another question. Why does it sit at the highest of the city? Is this for every citizen to go in, or how does it function? And then here's what we call the Great Bath, the bath, or closer look to it, the Great Bath. Believed to be, used to be colonnaded. This is the bath. This is the remain of the bath. Used to be colonnaded and believed to be a bath. And this is reconstruction, or using that belief, we have a reconstruction of a possible plan of that bath. And we call it bath because this is a tradition that we still, in South Asia, people still do to go into river to take a bath, and as a ritual, it's a ritualistic behavior to purify themselves, to purify their soul. So people believe, or people guess, to be more exact, this is related to early on, like 5,000 years ago. This ritual goes back to 5,000 years ago, and we think, right? Because this is all guessing. Again, there's no decipherable writing system, documents for us to prove this is correct. We guess this is a bath because the ways the bricks are sealed, they use asphalt, whatever, bricks, whatever you have, seems like, right, to seal the edges of the pool. So they think this is a pool. This is for containing water. You even see how these bricks are formed so densely layered with asphalt in between. So they believe this is a pool. A pool for them to take a bath. But as your textbook says, it could be other possibilities. Page 32. And you can have a read. It could be, but it's something but this structures like Great Bath, it's pretty common in this area, the Indus Valley. So, at the end, I would like to ask that question. Why is a pool, why is a bath so essential? Don't they have better things to do? They are not so abundant. They still, right, fighting for, this is a time when they're still fighting for resources. And they build a bath they build a big pool to take a bath. What's going on at the time? That's the last question I want to leave you.